Start again.
ব্লাউজ বানাতে হলে না টেলারে গীতা বলছো যেমন তো অনেক কীর্তনের মতো লম্বা এটা চলে আসলে যেটা বলছো কিন্তু লম্বা
Welcome to Padmashri group of institutions where opportunities galore. Get started with your professional career planning in life sciences, and our vision is to provide the education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, and the intellect is expanded. We are sure after completing your studies at Padmashri, you can stand on your own feet. We believe in value-based education, and our target is to attain self-sustenance and overall personality development. The college strives to achieve excellence in every endeavor encircling education, research, consultancy, and extension activities. Our students are serving the nation in different capacities and leaving their footprints worldwide. We are affiliated to Bangalore University, recognized by Government of Karnataka. We are recognized as a research center by Bangalore University. NAC accredited, recognized by UGC under sections 2F and 12B. Biotechnology Skill Enhancement Program, a prestigious program supported by Government of Karnataka and Department of Biotechnology, New Delhi, is feather in our cap. DDU Kaushal Kendra, recognized by UGC, New Delhi, is another accomplishment by Padmashri Institute of Management Sciences. We were one among 6,000 applicants all over India. We are accredited to National Skill Development Corporation for the job roles, quality assurance, quality control, and other job roles which really assure the careers and placements to the students. Padmashri is accredited to National Skill Development Corporation, and we are also having DDU Kaushal Kendra recognized by UGC New Delhi. We were one among 6,000 applicants all over India. In Bangalore, DDU Kaushal Kendra is the Padmashri is one and only institution under DDU Kaushal Kendra recognized by UGC New Delhi. Padmashri, with a sprawling 35 acres Wi-Fi enabled campus, digital library, UGC InflibNet and Delnet facility. We have state-of-art laboratory infrastructure, ICT-enabled seminar halls, language labs, sports and gymnasium. Padmashri has separate boys and girls hostels and guest rooms, health center and free transportation. Students are empowered with seminars and workshops. student research projects, exposure to live industry and government-sponsored research projects, publications and patents by students and faculty. There are 100% placement and internship assistance at Padmashri Institute of Management and Sciences. Scholarships for meritorious students is another added advantage at Padmashri. There are job-oriented add-on courses along with your regular curriculum. Institutional and industrial mentorship is one of the factors which enable our students to get into jobs. The uniqueness of the college is holistic development. College has projects from DST, DBT, National Medicinal Plants Board, VGST, and many more. We have MOUs with many industries, and our alumni is based at Biocon, MTR, Nestle, Dr. Reddy's, Cipla, Microlabs, to name a few. We are striving towards bridging the gap between industry and academia. We have a dedicated team with doctorate, postdoctorate experiences. About 70% of our faculty is having industry experience. A student is assured with a suitable ecosystem and make you feel proud to be the member of Padmashri family.
Dear participants, we will start in a couple of minutes. We are waiting for the participants still to join.
Still to join.
I think it's because of Sunday, there is a delay in joining. Hope the participants will join. We can wait for still more minutes.
Sharada, we can start.
Yeah, ma'am, we can start. Good evening, one and all. I'm Dr. Sharada Colson, and I'll be the moderator for this webinar. I'm extremely happy to welcome you, all of you, for our today's webinar. We, Padmashri Institute of Management and Sciences, we are organizing series of webinars, which we are not only focusing the students, we are choosing the topics which must be useful for academicians, researchers, and general public too. And today we have organized a webinar on account of International Yoga Day. We have invited eminent speakers in the field will be discussing on different aspects and benefits of yoga. And this, before getting into the webinar, just I want to give the instruction to the participants. And we can simultaneously, YouTube channel also live is going on. And I request the participants, whoever have not registered, you please pass this information to your friends also. They can watch in YouTube channel in the name Dr. Anuradha Maniam. Participants are requested to stay till the end of the webinar. And because the eminent speakers are there, we will be get benefited. And kindly fill the feedback form. It will be shared during the session. E-certificate will be sent to the email ID provided in the feedback form within 15 days. Feedback form link will not be shared in WhatsApp or mails. Please make sure you enter the correct name and mail ID. I think we can join. I think some of them have joined. We can start the webinar. And since 2015, International Yoga Day is celebrated every year on June 21st. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, proposed the idea of Yoga Day on 27th September 2014 during his speech at the United Nations General Assembly. On June 21st, 2015, the first Yoga Day was celebrated. The date was chosen because June 21st is the longest day in the Northern Hemisphere. The motive was to spread awareness about the benefits of yoga all across the world. The word yoga, it has originated from the Sanskrit word yuja, which means to join or to unite. It symbolizes the union of body and mind. Yoga practice has been dated to pre-Vedic Indian traditions known to help cure mental and physical diseases and maintain fitness. This year, the theme of International Yoga Day is Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. Due to coronavirus pandemic, the world is facing a crisis and people are restricted to their homes to contain the spread of the novel COVID-19. The theme has been chosen keeping in mind the current scenario and to encourage the people to do yoga at home. To begin the webinar, I would like to welcome our Managing Trustee, respected Mr. T.K. Narayanappa sir, who is a retired physical education teacher, crossed 80 years, but looks so young and active always. And he is a living icon for fitness for all our students and teachers. I'm extremely happy to welcome our loving and respected Managing Trustee, Mr. T.K. Narayanappa sir, for the presidential address. Sir, it's over to you now. Sir, I think he is unmuted. Sir?
I'm trying to unmute him, but it's not happening. Yeah, it's
Okay.
there. Sir is.
Yeah, sir, you can. Now
Hello.
it's audible. Yeah, sir, it's audible.
Good evening to one and all.
Good
I am
evening,
the
sir.
Managing Trustee, Padmashri Group of Institution, Bangalore. It is my great pleasure to extend warm welcome to all the dignitaries, guests of this today's. That is one Padmashri Murthy, President of Sarva Sumana Association, Bangalore. Mr. Sudha Rao, Mrs. Sudha Rao, Yoga Anjali, Yoga School, Mr. Rajesh T.S., founder director, Sanatana Vijnana Kendra, Bangalore. I welcome them, and also it is pleasure to welcome our Principal Anuradha Madam and the faculty members and participants, these students for this function. See, today is the World International Yoga Day celebration. It is very pleasure that our great Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has started this Yoga International Day in the year 2014. See, this is the sixth International Yoga celebration that everyone benefited by this yoga. You have to understand what is yoga. Yoga means addition of energy, strength, confidence, health, determination, dedication, removal of negative energy. Yoga has no discrimination in caste, creed, gender, or geographical area. Yoga is for all. Yoga develops immunities in in a very immunity for curing the diseases like pneumonia, malaria. Now at the present, we are also concentrating that COVID-19. To develop immunity, practice of yoga is must. Yoga also control the mind, body, and soul. When mind, body, and soul under control, one can control this anger, greediness, and hatredness, and develop a good habits, good relationship, brotherhood, and sisterhood in the society. The great philosopher Aristotle says, healthy mind in a healthy body. And also the great philosopher and Patanjali, what all the things he has contributed this great yoga, about nearly 192 sutras. Out of all the sutras, he has consolidated to 8 Ashtanga Yogasanas, Ashtanga Yogas. And this considered to one is this develop good habits, good relationship, brotherhood and sisterhood. Sharira Madhyam Kulam Dharmasadam Embudanna. This is told by Kalidasa. Yoga, Chitta, Rutti, Viroda, Patanjali. From yoga, you can solve many of these problems and difficulties in life, whatever it comes. But we are also yoga helps to develop good habits, discipline, improving the personality, improving your career and confidence in the life. Practicing yoga, it helps a lot and keep the person more healthy and happy and you will contribute good work to the society. It is why yoga is essential for each and every one of the society, and they have to practice at least 45 minutes in a day, and they spare it, and they will, by practicing yoga, they can avoid all the problems in the society. But habits like, the most important habits, good habits like diet, managing time, and curing the disease, curing many of the problems. See, with all this, great Tolstoy has said, say, eat not to dullness, that is, eat not to dullness, drink not to elevation. That is the great philosopher of us. Russia has told man should have a good diet habit and good habits. Good habits, if man could have a good habits, he will be the person who will give a good lot to the society. If a man has bad habits, he will spoil the society and also his family and health and his own personal health. For all this reason, yoga helps and contribute a lot to the society, keeping in mind all the present generation, young, old, whoever may be, irrespective of creed, if they practice yoga, they will be a people that can keep away the diseases and keep away the doctors. With these words, I appreciate this Anuradha madam and the faculty members taken a lot of responsibility arrange this international yoga. Again, thank you for all the guests who have come to brief all the importance of yoga for the society. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your pleasing presidential remarks. Next, we would like to start the session. To begin with, I would like to invite Mrs. Padmashri Murthy, President, Sarva Sumana Association, Bangalore. And Madam, she is the member in Shrusti Ventures Socio-Cultural Activity Center, Bangalore. Mrs. Padmashri, she has completed MA Kannada and MS in Psychotherapy and Counseling from Kuvempu University in the year 2011. She has completed yoga instructor course in the year 2010 at Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusantana Samastana, Bangalore. She has published many articles in Kannada daily newspapers like Vijayavani, Prajavani on the role of women, mental health, yoga, and counseling and translation. She has conducted many workshops on personality development, life skills, counseling for women, teenagers, senior citizens, and children. Madam, we are extremely happy to welcome you for the talk, Yoga for Women and Immunity. Now it's over to Padmashri, Madam.
Namaskara. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all on this special event of International Yoga Day webinar. Happy International Yoga Day to everyone. This webinar is organized by Padmashri Institute of Management and Sciences in association with Sarvasumana Association and Sanatana Yoga Vijnana Kendra. Most countries in the world is under total lockdown due to this pandemic COVID-19. Every human being is worried about his health. When COVID-19 was first identified, symptoms, consequences were investigated. Precautions were made to follow, actions were taken to invent medicine. All these things were focusing on our physical health. Measures like social distancing, wearing masks, washing hands after every few minutes, usage of sanitizer induced fear and anxiety among us. Schools, offices, shops were shut down. Movement is stopped. Impact of this lockdown and quarantine on women's mental health is considerably big. Why we must especially focus on women's mental health during this global pandemic? Globally, women perform 76.2% of total hours of unpaid care work. Due to various social, cultural, and economic factors, women are facing an increase in caregiving responsibilities with less freedom, space, or economic security. I'm not saying that women should not engage in caregiving. In fact, a large group of women enjoy and prefer caring activities when it comes to children and other close dependents. However, the fact is that a woman asking openly for some rest or support with domestic chores is viewed with disapproval and faces emotional and physical abuse. This becomes particularly distressing during certain phases of women's lives like menopause, pregnancy, soon after childbirth, uncomfortable menstruation. She is vulnerable due to unexpected health issues and discomfort. A lack of domestic and emotional support can have long-term consequences on her mental health. In 2000, the World Health Organization, WHO, declared gender to be a critical determinant of mental health and mental illness. Necessity of keeping women in the front and center of mental health policy. Working women are managing both household activities and also contributing to their professional work with all responsibilities and commitments. To keep the mental and physical health in harmony at this crucial time, they have to keep alive the immune system of their body. Studies say women have a stronger immune response to infections than men. Women possess an enhanced capability of producing antibodies. Now, what is immunity? Many students or many researchers are here. They are studying biotechnology or biosciences. I'm just explaining in common terms. Immunity, a condition of being able to resist a particular disease, especially through preventing development of a pathogenic microorganism. Is there any relationship between mental health and immunity? Mental disorders include depression, bipolar disorders, schizophrenia, and other psychoses, dementia, and developmental disorders, including autism. Mental disorders are generally characterized by a combination of abnormal thoughts, perceptions, emotions, behavior, and relationships with others, and also due to just now sir was also saying lack of alertness and focus, lack of self-confidence and attentiveness, pessimistic outlook, less tolerance towards pain, negative influences and confusion, distractions, lack of interpersonal connectivity, decreasing attention span. Mental health affects how we think, feel, and act, but it also impacts our physical health, how our body deals with infection, how we recover and repair. The links between mental health and immunity are very strong. For example, just think about how you felt last time when you had fever. The overlap of your immune system dealing with the virus, with depressive symptoms, social withdrawal, changes in appetite, failure to concentrate, and fatigue. These will be instructing us to recognize our priorities towards rest and recovery. What can be done towards recovery? Research says that cultivating a strong social network of family and friends, it is of great help to each other. Physical workouts can also be advantageous to your mental health. In this regard, yoga plays a significant role. Yoga means just now, our honorable sir was also saying, and our moderator also mentioned this. The word yoga is derived from a Sanskrit root word yuj, which means to unite, to add, or to join. Yoga is a discipline that aims to unite the mind, body, and spirit. All of us know this. Just now, we have seen the characteristics of mental illness, like lack of alertness, focus, lack of self-confidence, lack of attentiveness, pessimistic outlook, all these things. Now, let us take an example of a simple posture, Vrikshasana, tree pose. So all of you can perform also wherever you are there. Just I repeat the instructions. If you want, you can do it. Stand absolutely erect and drop your arms to the side of your body. Slightly bend your right knee and then place the right foot high up on your left thigh. Make sure that the sole is placed firm and flat on the root of the thigh. Your left leg needs to be absolutely erect. Once you have assumed this position, breathe. Inhale and exhale. And please find your balance. Now, inhale and gently raise your arms over your head and bring them together in a Namaste Mudra. Look straight at a distant object and hold your gaze. This will help you maintain the balance. Keep your spine straight. Note that your body needs to be tight yet elastic. Take in deep breaths, and every time you exhale, relax your body more. Gently Bring your hands down from the sides and release the right leg. Come back to the original position of standing tall and straight as you did at the beginning of the practice. You can repeat this pose with the left leg also. Now, let us relate the characteristics of mental illness with the coping mechanism of this yoga posture. Benefits of yoga. Just I have explained one posture, one asana, but almost all the asanas, all the postures are related with our breathing pattern and also relaxation, body movements, gentle body movements, not like what we do during exercise or as we do in gym. Let us take reducing distractions. So every time when we perform an asana, instruction is given to lift the leg, hands, and to focus on your breath. At that moment, wandering thoughts would settle down. It settles on breathing pattern. Even during quiet moments, distraction is literally at your fingertips as you find yourself checking your Instagram, WhatsApp notifications, or the latest news updates. So when you are quiet, you may feel sleepy during when you hold the pose. Hold on to the sensation of your breath. It will keep you present when everything else is disappearing. Now next, improving attention span, live in the moment. Now, professional and personal commitments are overwhelming, would lead to stress. Struggle to manage with them on day-to-day life. Regular yoga practice would slowly bring your awareness back into the present moment. Staying on a yoga pose and observing breathings would freeze your thoughts. When the breath is steady, emotions become more balanced. Now, the next one is enhancing mental alertness and focus. Part of improving your mental focus is all about making the most of the resources you have available. You can stop multitasking and instead give your full attention to one thing at a time. When the body is stilled, the mind starts to calm down. All these things will happen when you are performing a posture. Yoga emphasizes abhyasa, the regularity in one's dedicated practice. While doing vrikshasana, keeping right foot on your left thigh, standing erect and focusing on your breath. So repeatedly, if you do this every day, it improves the efficiency, self-confidence, and attentiveness. And also, it lowers the irritability levels. It can be related to your professional field also. If you work with all focused mind, you can bring efficiency, self-confidence in your work also. So next comes other benefits of yoga. Along with mental health, these benefits are also seen. Stretching the body parts gently and strengthen the muscles in a healthy manner. It improves mobility and flexibility of joints and muscles. Improvement in metabolisms like respiration, blood circulation, digestion, and excretion. General sense of health and well-being is promoted by the aspects of yoga, and that help in release of feel-good hormones. Along with the practice of yoga postures, one can also practice for emotional balance. For emotional balance, we can mention part of yoga, pranayama, relaxation, all these things are part of yoga practice itself. Now, let us take pranayama breathing technique. Lots of pranayama types are there. I have mentioned only 4 over here. Nadi Shuddhi pranayama, that is alternate nostril breathing, Brahmari, honeybee, humming breath, Bhastrika, bellows breath, and Kapalabhati. These breathing exercises can be practiced in many ways. You can do these pranayama while performing yoga poses also. You can focus on your breathing or while meditating, or separately also pranayama can be practiced. Effects of pranayama, uh, it increases proper supply of oxygen to brain and nervous system, and it reduces stress. And also it improves sleep quality, it enhances cognitive performances. Pranayama may be a useful lung strengthening tool for many lung conditions, including asthma, allergic bronchitis. For recovery from pneumonia, pranayama can be practiced regularly. Next comes relaxation techniques. In yoga, relaxation refers to loosening of the body and mental tension. Conscious relaxation trains your muscles to release their grip when you don't use them. So lots of relaxation techniques are there. Just I would like to explain you one that is we regularly follow, deep relaxation technique. Uh, this has to be practiced in a quiet environment where there is no disturbance of anything, like even your mobile should be switched off. And you have to avoid lying on a cold floor. Don't practice relaxation on a full stomach. So you have to lie flat on your back with arms stretched out and relaxed by your sides, palms up. At present, you can also do it wherever you are while sitting itself. Please close your eyes. All of you can practice it now itself. It takes hardly 1 minute. Close your eyes. Prepare yourself to relax. Contract the muscles in your feet for a couple of seconds. Tighten the muscles of calf muscles. Consciously relax them. Next, upper legs. Tighten the upper leg. Relax buttocks, abdomen, chest, back, hands, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, neck, and face. Tighten the whole body. Now release. Check all your muscles from your feet to your face to feel relaxed. Please open your eyes. Stretch the body. Feel free. Next, other relaxation techniques are there, like progressive muscle relaxation, visualization and imagery for stress reduction. This visualization and imagery, this technique involves the systematic practice of creating a detailed mental image of an attractive and peaceful setting or environment. Guided imagery can be practiced in isolation, but it is frequently paired with physical relaxation techniques such as progressive muscle relaxation and massage. As is the case with many techniques, they involve an element of distraction which serves to redirect people's attention away from what is stressing them and towards an alternate focus. Mindful meditation, nowadays this has also become very popular. Mindfulness has become extremely popular in recent years. Rather than worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, mindfulness switches your focus to what's happening right now, enabling you to be fully engaged in the present moment. Some of these practices bring you into the present by focusing your attention on a single repetitive action, such as your breathing or a few repeated words like we practice japa, all those things. To practice all these relaxation techniques, one needs a skilled yoga trainer. And then comes bhajans, singing devotional songs. Music enhances immunity. That is also seen, studies say. It has long been known experientially, and recently it has also been scientifically documented. The use of music with effective techniques For emotional management can be a practical thing to enhance immunity. Here, while singing bhajans, knowledge of classical music is not at all required. Bhajans can be sung by a group of yogis in a simple rhythmic way. So the interaction between the feeling states. Okay, let me move on. Negative emotions such as anger and hostility stimulate sympathetic activities. Negative emotions increase the cortisol per DHEA ratio and suppress the immune system, while positive emotion states such as appreciation, joy, love, passion, contentment, gratitude, all these positive emotions enhance parasympathetic activity, and it increase physiological coherence, reduce the cortisol per DHEA ratio, and boost immunity. And then comes satsang. Satsang means the right association and refers to a group of like-minded people who engage in a spiritual dialogue. Then comes volunteering. Service to the needy people also enables achievement of emotional balance. Giving back to the society is also a way of showing gratitude and feeling of abundance. Stress sometimes as a motivator, which helps us raise to the occasion, and sometimes it's simply overwhelming. Whatever the case is, if it's chronic, it can take a toll on your immune system. In current scenario, people are actually choosing yoga to fight mental health issues. It has been beneficial for them also. So thank you very much. I'll conclude here. I'd like to thank Dr. Anuradha Madam and also Padmashri Institute of Management and Sciences for giving this opportunity to participate in this webinar. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on yoga for women and immunity. And you have taught us the postures also for the mental fitness during the session. And you made us to relax also during the session. Thank you so much. And now it's open to questions. If any participants, if you have any questions, you can please click the raise hand option. We can unmute you. Akshay, anyone is having any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. P. Pandian.
Yeah.
Hello. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir.
What is the off time to do such yogas, asanas
Odd
and
time.
yogas, everything?
You're
Pardon, madam?
asking odd time, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Off time.
Opt time. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Correct
Okay.
time, right time.
Sir,
After
it is.
brushing and after, can we have water before doing yogas and other?
You can
In the
have
morning.
a glass of lukewarm water. You can eat
Oh,
one banana also. But in between, it
okay,
is
ma'am.
not suggested to drink water or eat anything. Normally, it is
Oh,
suggested to
during.
perform yoga practice early morning. Like you will be
Okay,
having
ma'am.
dinner during night at 8 o'clock or 8:30, 9 o'clock. Some 6 to 8 hours of gap
Okay.
is very much required before you practice yoga. If you start at 5:30
Okay.
to 6:30 early morning or 6:30 to 7:30, normally it is beneficial. It
Hmm.
is not going to affect your other schedules also. And evening is also very
Okay,
much
ma'am.
helpful. But nowadays, what we have
Okay,
seen is
okay.
working women, they can practice early morning and evening hours, but
Not
home
audible.
managers, they are coming for yoga classes during, at 10:30, 11 o'clock. So it is convenient for them after sending everybody
11 by
out.
11,
And
yes.
yeah, they are coming at that time also. But
Okay.
before the yoga practice, at least 4 to 5
Hmm.
hours gap is very much required from the time of taking food.
Food. Okay, okay. So we can have a glass of water,
Yes,
200 to
definitely.
300 ml of water. After that, after the 10 minutes or 15 minutes, we can start.
Yeah, sure.
Or there should be at least 30 minutes
Not required,
after
sir.
having water.
Even
Okay,
5-10
okay, okay.
minutes before you can
Oh,
drink
yes.
a glass of
Okay, okay.
water. No issue.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
sir.
you.
Akshay, any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to unmute one more.
Yeah.
Please go ahead with the question.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, my question is, people say we are not supposed to practice yoga during the menstruation cycle. How long? Should we not practice it for 3 days or 5 days? How is it? I just wanted a clarification.
Okay, so some postures are not advised during menstruation, but we don't say that you should not do anything at all. Simple breathing exercises and loosening exercises can be done during that time also. You will be feeling relaxed, and this cramp. Many women experience this cramp during menstruation. They feel so much relaxed, and it depends if your menstruation continues for 5 days 6 days, then you can do it once it gets over. uh, if it stops by 3 days itself, then you can continue from 4th day, no issue.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Any questions, Akshay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to unmute again.
Okay.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I want to just get clarification that if a person is suffering means or having blood pressure, is it good for them to practice yoga? Because sometimes they say that I had seen my dad that he just feel more suffocated like this. So, what you will suggest for him?
See, we have seen, and research says many studies have happened that blood pressure is reduced. It has come to normal by yoga practice. So, regularly, he can practice yoga, but some postures are there, like Shirshasana or Mayurasana. All these difficult postures, we are not going to suggest them. But simple asanas, Surya Namaskara, all these things under the guidance of an instructor, they can do. And I suggest your father or you also, you can guide him, you can take him to a proper instructor. He has to do all the many yoga postures like loosening, pranayama, breathing exercises, and some simple postures are there. All these things he can definitely perform. It is going to help him in bringing the blood pressure under control. He can lead a very normal life without any fear.
Okay, ma'am.
And
Thank you
you
so
can
much, ma'am.
take the suggestion of your doctor also, like these are all the postures he is going to. We don't know what is his blood pressure and how much he can extend in performing the yoga postures. You can take the suggestion of your doctor, and also under the guidance of a skilled yoga trainer, he can start practicing yoga. It is going to benefit him in a larger extent, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Because overweight, weight is high, so that's why I just.
Even actually, see, many people think that yoga is mainly for weight reduction and all.
Mm-mm.
If he is stress free, if automatically when he starts practicing yoga, his eating habits, sleeping habits, and regular exercise will bring all the weight down also. It is like a byproduct. He need not to focus on weight reduction. He can focus on his like mental peace. Automatically all these things will happen. We
Okay.
have seen that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Akshay, any questions are there?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Okay. Ma'am, one more question from my side.
Yeah.
What about children and whether they can perform all the asanas, or is there any restrictions for the children to for any asanas?
No restrictions. They are so flexible. They are so enthusiastic. And we feel jealous when we see them practicing yoga. They can bend their body like anything. But yes, under the guidance of a skilled yoga trainer, they are so enthusiastic that they will do it very fast. But it has to happen gradually because they have to go in a very long way. They can perform.
Okay. Thank you.
Children, they should start from very young age practicing yoga.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks for being with us on this International Yoga Day. Thanks for accepting our invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharda. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the next talk, I would like to welcome Mrs. Sudha Rao and Dr. Sneha Patel from USA. Mrs. Sudha, she is a certified yoga teacher from Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusadhana Samastana, USA. She is a founder of Yoganjali, a school of yoga for body and mind, serving the Detroit suburbs since 2009. She has worked with people with multiple sclerosis for many years, and she has led a project to study the effect of yoga on urinary incontinence in people with multiple sclerosis. She is a trained cancer therapist and works with people with cancer in Brighton Cancer Support Center. She also takes pride in training the trainers at Yoga Bharati Detroit chapter. She works with preschool children, teaching them mindfulness as a tool to increase attention span, alertness, and to bring gentleness and acceptance in the present moment. Mrs. Sudha also conducts mindfulness workshops to the teachers and support staff at the Montessori, Innovi, and West Bloomfield. And Dr. Sneha Patel, she is a neuroradiologist, government health systems in Michigan, with a special interest in learning about anatomical and functional changes in brain due to long-term meditation practice. We cordially invite and welcome both of you for the talk, Improving Memory and Concentration with Yoga. Now it's over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I would like to start out with my own experience about 20 years ago. I was doing my best to juggle my home, my work, my kids, my job. I was leading my life, not really paying any attention to eating or mindful of pain in my body, not paying attention to what my kids were saying. My mind was always wandering, either in the past or in the future, but never really in the present moment. I had a lot of things to do, was always under pressure, multitasking. Then through a friend of mine, I got introduced to my Guruji, Sri Raghuramji of Esvyasa, and his wife, Dr. Nagaratna. We call her affectionately Didi. This wonderful couple helped me to understand the true meaning of yoga and how it needs to be integrated in one's life following Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So practice of yoga helped me to understand the power of paying attention. So which is the topic today, concentration, the significance of the present moment and how to sustain the state of stability in the body and mind in times of crisis. Today's topic, as we all know, is also about memory. So let us explore how good we are at paying attention, which is concentration, called Dharana in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Attention is an incredibly powerful force. Every day, as we all know, we are bombarded by thousands of stimulations from our environment. It could be my child throwing a tantrum for attention, or it could be a difficult neighbor complaining about my lawn, or somebody overtaking me in traffic, and the list goes on and on and on. It could be even something as silly as the rain when I leave for work, or a dog barking on the street. Currently, anything has the ability to tip us over. In fact, it seems like we have given our remote control to all the people around us who can push our buttons at will whenever they please. We seem to be in a reactive mode all the time. However, between the stimulus and the response that we give, there is a space. Now, it is this space that allows us to reflect on our actions. In this reflection lies our opportunities for growth and freedom. Now we are going to focus on this space, how it allows us to recognize what is going on and what we can do about it. How do we harness the space between the stimulus and the response? It's just by attention, paying attention, by concentrating. As an example, I want to look at a research that was done. I'm sorry about that, on how paying attention can be beneficial. We all know nicotine is very addictive, and as a consequence, lung cancer in the US has seen the most fatalities. Dr. Justin Brewer, a researcher, developed a mindfulness-based program at Yale to help people quit smoking. It begins by asking participants to pay close attention to the entire experience of smoking. When they pay real close attention, they get past that initial rush to smoke and become calm. Then they begin to notice how the chemical taste on the tongue of the nicotine is on the tongue, how the burning sensation is in their lungs, and the bad aftertaste on their tongue after smoking. So this program employs a four-step process. It's called, in short, it's called as the RAIN. Now, what does this involve, and why it is so important in that space between the stimulation and the response? R stands for recognizing the craving. So when I have a craving, say for smoking, or it can be anything, it can be alcohol or binge eating, I need to be able to recognize that craving. Once I recognize the craving, A stands for acceptance. So I accept it. I say to myself, let it be. It's okay to have a craving, but without any judgment. And then you investigate your own body. What kind of sensation am I getting as it relates to the craving, and what is happening in my body? So it gives you a body awareness through the sensations of the body. And then N stands for noting. So noticing how moment to moment these sensations that are so temporary in nature come up, and then they go back into silence, come up and go back into silence. This simple process of paying attention has proven to be twice as effective as the American Lung Association's equivalent program. What happened here? When I pay close attention, I take note of my craving. I note my body sensation, and I make a conscious decision. So remember this word, mark this word, conscious decision to not smoke. So it could be alcohol, it could be anger even, an instinctive response to something, a stimulation that comes up in my environment. If I repeat this behavior a few times, then my old habitual behavior of smoking or addiction, any kind of addiction, is replaced by this new learned behavior, that is, reflect and let it pass, let the craving pass. What happens when I'm instinct based? I go into an autopilot mode, allow my habitual behavior to take over, and I smoke the cigarette. So we can overcome any of our addictions using this technique of concentration or paying attention. Now let's see how this paying attention helps us to sustain relationship with others. And in times of crisis, as we are all seeing right now, especially in the United States, there is a racial discrimination strike going on, and we have the COVID situation, which seems to be getting worse in some of the states, and our relationship with people is getting affected. So how do we use this paying attention to connect with people much better? Are we in the present moment? And if we let that mind wander, we miss an opportunity to connect and collaborate. Now, that is the piece that is missing right now. So let us consider a situation. I am talking to my friend, very excited, and narrating a beautiful story that I went through. And if my friend is listening to every word that I'm saying, I feel very supported. I feel loved. I feel, instantly connected with my friend. Now consider the same situation. I'm multitasking. My friend is multitasking, and I'm talking to my friend and saying, "Hey, this happened yesterday. I'm, so happy about it." Blah blah. And my friend is constantly checking the phone or looking around and not really paying attention to what I'm saying. Do I feel supported in this situation? When we give full attention and receive full attention, our experience deepens with people. We improve our quality of life, which is lacking right now in the present moment because we are multitasking and losing that connection with people. So paying attention not only helps me in improving my health, in improving my response to people, in maintaining harmony in the environment, but it also helps me to build up relationship with people that I care, that are important in me. Now forgetting, let's talk about memory. Now the second topic is the memory part of it. The ability to remember and forget is one of the most complex and fascinating functions of the brain. And my friend Dr. Sneha Patel can vouch for that. We all know that memory lapses are extremely selective. We remember some, we forget others. For example, the route to my office comes immediately to me due to my habitual driving to work every day. I don't even have to remember, here I make a left turn, there I make a right turn, here I go around the circle. I don't even have to remember in an autopilot mode, my car just takes me to my workplace. And some of the experiences we may have just had once, but we are able to recall that without any effort. So one of the psychologists said that remembering an event depends upon a memory trace or something in the immediate situation which acts as a clue to remember. Forgetting can be either because of the decay of the memory trace or absence of this retrieval clue that we need to bring it out of the memory bank. Sigmund Freud claimed that we forget when we go through some anxiety or depression. Our ability to recall those experiences that brings us pain and anxiety, we try to avoid, and hence we forget. In other words, anxiety makes us forget things. Worrying has a crowding effect as well on the brain. It doesn't let anything else get into the brain because it's so crowded with the thoughts of worry to us. How does yoga then help with memory and concentration? SVYASA has done a lot of research, and they have said in just 10 days of yoga practice can help improve the memory scores in children and memory in adults as well. Our education system, for the most part, is focusing on reading, writing, and arithmetic, which is not helping the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which adds that fourth dimension, which is the reflection part of it. We talked about that space between stimulus and response, where we reflect and make a conscious decision. That reflection part of it lies in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, and just the mere education is not going to help us. But yoga and meditation are not different. They are one and the same. So a practice of yoga, when you learn from a good teacher, helps you to get in tune with your own self and helps you to improve your memory and the reflective capability in people. Functioning of the right brain that has to do with intuition and creativity improves more than the left brain, is what they have found from research. But doesn't mean that the left lobe of the brain doesn't improve. It does improve significantly as well, may not be as good as the right lobe of the brain. And the left lobe of the brain has to do with the logical and analytical reasoning. Breathing through right nostril helps to improve the memory of shapes, pictures, and routes. Meditation produces structural changes in the brain. That is one of the most recent findings in the research, that the synaptic connections between neurons is significant when you practice meditation. And that is the neuroplasticity. So even if you have dead neurons in the brain, if the neighboring neurons are, you can stimulate them through meditation, and if they can establish the synaptic connections, it will make up for these dead neurons. That is the latest research that we have found. In 2005, Dr. Sarah Lazar and her team showed long-term meditation practice correlates the cortical thickening in the brain areas, which is the prefrontal cortex, associated with attention and concentration and awareness of the body. Now, let us explore some of the postures that are good for improving the concentration and hence memory and blood flow to the brain. So tree pose that Dr. Padmashri went through, all of you must have done at home. That is a very good posture to build up concentration, the dharana. Because it helps to balance the body and the mind. Without the mind working with the body cannot maintain the balance. So when you balance the body, you tune the mind inwards. That is what happens in the tree pose. Triangle pose is again another balancing pose. You're moving away from the center of gravity. Body and the mind have to work in harmony with each other, and hence there is a big balance that is brought about by the triangle pose. Ardha Chakrasana is another pose. Padahastasana, Parvatasana, Trataka. Trataka, I would strongly recommend for everybody who's a beginner in developing this concentration, paying attention part of it, because it involves a candle that you keep in front of you at your eye level and gaze at that candle flame for about 25 to 30 seconds. Then close your eyes and internalize and visualize that candle flame in your inner space for a duration of 30 seconds due to persistence of vision. So Trataka is a wonderful practice to build up the concentration in us. Surya, Anuloma, Viloma, Pranayama, the right nostril breathing, the left nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, Brahmari, and Shanmukhi Mudra. So Brahmari and Shanmukhi Mudra, they're very important, very powerful practices that helps you to get into the state of pratyahara, where you withdraw all your sensory organs from the distractions of the world, and it slowly withdraws you into your core self, into your universal self. So that is the power of Brahmari and Shanmukhi. And Nadanu Sandhana, the using of mind, sound, resonance technique, which has been proposed by Vyasa, and through research have been proven to bring about the neuroplasticity, is another beautiful practice. So, madam, I don't know if I have time to do a couple of pranayamas with the participants. Do I have time?
Yeah, ma'am, you can.
Okay, so we're going to do a simple breathing practice that I talked about the space between the stimulus and the response. So these pranayamas, you're going to learn how to focus on the breathing and cultivate a habit of the reflection by focusing on the body and the breathing. And when you do so, what happens? Your automatic response, the subconscious programmed behavior that we all have gotten into, which is called as the neurosis, the negative behavior that we repeat over and over again, we get the time to reflect on it and make a response, a conscious response as a habit rather than an automated response that we are all seem to be in right now. So simple practices. So keep your back straight. Very important is to keep your back straight, spine erect, in alignment with the back of your neck and the back of your head. So I'll go a little back and hopefully you all can see me. So keeping your back straight, keeping the two palms on your knees, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. You can breathe out through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Now this is called the Nasika Mudra. So keep the two fingertips in between your eyebrows. Now this is where the middle part of the prefrontal cortex of the brain lies. So you're pressing and giving a little bit of an acupressure there. Close your left nostril and open only your right nostril. So this is the right nostril breathing. Back straight. Your gaze is going to be at this point between the eyebrows. So there is a single pointed gazing that is going on there. And as you breathe in and out, you're going to start observing the breathing, the coolness of the air as it goes in, the warmth of the air as it goes out. That causes integration within you, the body, mind, intellect. They all integrate very well together and helps you to connect with your divine self. So let's see how we can do that. So close your left nostril, open your right nostril, exhale from the right, deep exhalation. Do you feel the warmth of the air? Now inhale. Feel the coolness of the air. Keep up the gaze at that point where your fingertips are on your forehead. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now we are going to do the Chandra Viloma breathing, the left nostril breathing. So close your right nostril with the thumb. Open your left nostril. Keep the same pressure here. So a single pointed focus, which is the root for concentration. And keep your back straight. You're going to observe the inhalation, exhalation on the left nostril. Exhale from the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now you stop the practice. Keep the two palms on your knees, back straight. Just by doing the right nostril breathing and the left nostril breathing, you should observe a reduction in the speed of your breathing. Do you feel that? Do you feel calmness in your mind? Keep up the gaze at the center point of your forehead. Feel the stability within you. Observe your back, your spine, your knees, your palm, the touch points. Feel the air outside of you. Now that is putting you in the present moment. The present moment where you find abundance of opportunities, potentialities, the happiness, the joyful state is in the present moment. Are you in the present moment after this breathing practice? Now let's do the alternate nostril breathing. I'll just do a couple of times just to show you. I know there is a time factor here. So keep your two fingers here. And again, a single pointed focus. Feel the touch point of your two fingertips on your forehead. Brings you to the present moment. Touch the, control the two nostrils here with the help of the thumb and the ring finger. Alternate nostril breathing. How are we going to do that? Your focus is, awareness is going to be only on the breathing, but the gazing is going to be here. Close your left nostril, open your right, exhale, inhale. Feel the coolness of the air as you inhale. Now close the right nostril, open the left, exhale and inhale. Feel the coolness again. Close your left, open your right, exhale. Feel the warmth this time. Now stop the practice. Keep your eyes closed, gaze at the center of your inner space or between your eyebrows. Observe your rate of breathing. When you observe the breathing, you're in the present moment because the breathing is just happening. When you observe your body, you're in the present moment. What a wonderful way to be present and make the best use of the moment, not losing an opportunity to excel. Let us do the Brahmari breathing, another very powerful practice as I mentioned. So close your ears with the thumb. So here you're removing the distractions from the hearing part of it. So mind becomes centered here. You're going to close the eyes. So removing the distractions from the seeing, okay? And now you're going to bring your little nostril over your, little finger over your nostril, half closing it out on exhalation. And you're going to inhale as you exhale, make a deep humming sound. So your complete awareness is going to be on the sound, focused within yourself, a cool way to do the pratyahara, withdrawal of the mind from the distractions of the world and the distractions from the universe that we have created within. So close your ears, eyes, close your nostril, close your nostril, inhale deeply. Now make a humming sound. Inhale. Inhale. Now stop the practice, close your eyes, relax your body, and just observe the rate of your breathing. Now, when you reduce the speed of your breathing, you're reducing the speed of your body. Reducing the speed of your body requires very less oxygen intake, reduces your metabolism. It takes you into a state of homeostasis, which is perfect health. Right amount of neurotransmitters get secreted in your brain. Serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, they are all in the right quantity in this state of quietness, silent. Feel this, be aware of the state. So there's just one more practice, that is Shanmukhi Mudra. So closing your ears, same thing. You're going to close your eyes with the first finger, middle finger over your nostril, ring finger above your upper lip, and the little finger below your lower lip. You're going to inhale, exhale, you're going to make a deep humming sound. This is another powerful practice. Anytime you're anxious, having a speeding of breath or attack of panic, you do this practice, it immediately calms your whole system down. So close your ears with the thumb, eyes meet over the bridge of your nostrils, middle finger over your nostril, ring finger above your upper lip, little finger meets below your lower lip. Stopping all of the distractions coming from outside or inside, disturbing our state of stability. Now inhale, as you exhale, make a deep humming sound. Inhale. Now stop the practice. Eyes closed. Palm on your knees. Observe your entire being. So much of harmony within and outside of you. Stability in your concentration. Maybe a few thoughts floating by, but try to observe it without any judgment. The non-judgmental observation of your body sensations, of your thoughts, leads you to be reflective, leads you to make the full potential use of that space between the stimuli and the response. We use our creativity, intelligence, and wisdom while dealing with our everyday activities. Feel the oneness. Very gently join your two palms, rub over your face. Om Shanti, Shanti. So that is all I had to present today, and I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to present today. Appreciate it very much. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the live demonstration. Really, we are feeling so relaxed and our mind is so calm today. Yeah, thank you so much. And now it's open to questions. Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask.
I just want to remind everybody, I have my friend Dr. Sneha Patel, who is the brain neurologist in Beaumont Hospital. So she's here as well if you have any anatomical questions on the brain and its functions.
Akshay, participants have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. P. Pandian.
Yeah.
Madam, good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Madam, you have demonstrated 3-4 yogas, breathing exercise. While doing that, whether we have to sit in a normal way as we eat food and other things, or we have to fold the leg one up and one down like that, or normally we can sit. Can we sit?
Yeah, you can do, that is called Sukhasana. When we sit down to eat, it's called the Sukhasana. So you can do the Sukhasana, but the most important thing is to keep your back straight, the spine straight, because the spiritual energy, the yogic philosophy believes that is spiraling around the spine, and we want to stimulate and keep that energy going upwards. So keeping your spine straight is very important in alignment with the back of your neck and back of the head.
Okay.
And you can practice
the two legs, the position of the two legs.
Yeah,
the foot and the normal.
Just like yes, normal.
Normally we can sit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other questions, Akshay?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Shamala Devi.
Good evening, ma'am.
I
have if a case of multi-stenosis and operated, but she didn't regain her legs. I mean, she's not able to walk. What type of asanas do you suggest?
With the multiple sclerosis, they are usually wheelchair bound. So you can have them do sun salutation also in the wheelchair. So it's the chair sun salutation. I can send you instructions if you can give me your email address. I made them do, the Ardha Chakrasana, Pada Hastasana, and you can make them do the Shashankasana, pressing their stomach and the upper body on the knees, on the thighs when you make them bend down. And a lot of breathing practices I made them do, Om meditations, and the bandhas, the Mula Bandha, you can have them do the Jalandhara Bandha and the Uddiyana Bandha. That helped them a great deal with the urinary incontinence and managing their stress level. So basically, they are in a state of anxiety and panic. So if you do more pranayamas with them and more postures where you bring their attention to the body and the breathing, that helps them to calm their mind down and helps them to heal as well.
Yes, ma'am. How can I contact you?
I will give my email address. I've already given my email address to the sponsors of this program. You can reach out to them for my email address.
Yes, ma'am.
It's yoganjali@ymail.com.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam, still 3 more questions are there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I just want to know that you have told like we can do pranayama on Sukhasana, and I think we can do it on Vajrasana also. So
Yes.
is there any difference in the effect of doing pranayama in Vajrasana, or is it same on doing it with the Sukhasana only?
Yeah, Vajrasana makes your spine much more erect than the Sukhasana. You may have a tendency to slouch a little bit during pranayama if you adopt the Sukhasana. So Vajrasana helps to guarantee that the spine is going to be straight, as much as possible. So Vajrasana is definitely a better to do the pranayama than the Sukhasana. But people who have a hard time sitting in Vajrasana for a long duration of time, people who have knee problem, etc., then Sukhasana is preferred. If that is hard, they can even sit on a chair and keep the spine straight and do the pranayama. So as you know, pranayama is the way for you to connect with your core self. That is the main purpose of the pranayama. In the process, you do strengthen your lungs, you do clear up your respiratory tract, but all of this is geared towards calming your mind down, connecting to your divinity within you.
Thank you, Sudha. It was an excellent presentation. I have 2 questions. Maybe you or Dr. Sneha Patel can answer.
Mm-hmm.
I always have a doubt. Whenever we get into the dream mode, we don't feel that our sleep is full. And many times, most of the times, dreams will be negative only. Very rarely, though people wish you sweet dreams, but still many times, dreams are negative only.
Yes.
Do we have anything to control this particular thing, or it does reflect our mental state or any other illness which
Yes.
we have with these sleep disorders or something like that?
Yes. So dreams usually reflect our nature of thoughts, especially before you go to sleep. If you go with some thought that you have dwelled on for some time, then it shows up in your dream state as a dream. So the best thing for you to do to get a complete good cycle of deep sleep is to do pranayama before you go to bed. And Tarataka is an excellent way also to gain that steadiness of mind before you go to sleep. But the first couple of days, you may not get sleep because you're watching the candle flame and then, going to sleep. But subsequently, you will get a real sound sleep with Tarataka as well. So I would advise you to do Nadi Shodhana and Brahmari and Shanmukhi Mudra before and see if it helps with the deep sleep. You can take my email address and keep me posted, and I would love to help you with that.
Okay. The other question is, this is regarding hyper or hypothyroidism, people when they suffer with hyper or hypothyroidism, generally there will be some memory. Will there be issues with the memory and concentration?
I don't know about that. That's a doctor question. Sneha, do you want to take that on?
Sure. Usually with hypothyroidism, there are a lot of problems with fatigue. Your metabolism is in general decreased. So yes, people can have memory problems, concentration problems, depression. A lot of the negative effects happen with hypothyroidism. Hyper is opposite. A lot of times people have racing heart, blood pressure goes up. But a lot of the hypothyroidism is you have to worry about memory issues, concentration issues. Either condition needs to be treated.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha.
I'm still 2 or 3 questions are there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
In regards to the sleep question you asked, so there are several stages of sleep, and the dream sleep, which is REM sleep, where you have rapid eye movements, that's one of the stages. But the important stage of the sleep is the deep sleep. And personally, I've worn a Fitbit and have correlated my Fitbit app with the tracker on my wrist because it tracks your sleep, and you will see that as you improve your practices, whether it's yoga, meditation, you will improve your sleep, and you can even track it using devices overnight. They track your heart rate, and also different stages of sleep have different waves of heart rate, and so that's one way to kind of see how your sleep is improving.
Do you, as a medical professional, do you agree with the our posture and sleeping, placing our head towards either north, east, west, these kind of things? Do you agree with it, or is there any scientific support for this kind of thing? You should not place your head towards north and sleep so that you will not get good sleep or something like that, ma'am.
So from what I understand, yes, because of the north and south pole energy, I mean, the magnetic energy, I think there is scientific basis, but I haven't done enough research to know how much it does affect sleep. Would have to look at that. So that I don't know if you have any.
No, I don't know. I have heard that that having your head on the north side is not conducive for sleep, and it's because of the magnetic magnetic pull of the North Pole is what I've heard. But I have not studied a whole lot in that. But we can find out and let you know from my Guruji, Raghuramji. You're welcome.
Madam, I think you are unmuted. You can ask the question.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm a faculty of Padmashri Institute of Nursing, ma'am. Ma'am, I had a doubt. Like yoga need to do on the yoga mat on the floor, or my mom was around 65 age and she cannot sit on the floor. She can sit on the chair or the table and she can do the yoga, ma'am. Or is it necessary that we have to do it on the yoga mat?
Not necessary. So if your mom is, prefers to sit on a chair and do the yoga, she can definitely do. There are chair yogas, modified versions of the yogas, just for people who are chair bound. So she can do it. I have a complete listing of the postures with instructions and how it needs to be done with the pictures, and I can send that to you if you reach out to the sponsors.
Yeah, actually she has underwent the knee replacement of both knee and she cannot actually on the floor. So any specific yoga is there on sitting, ma'am? Like what you said, like you will be sending on some of the posters related with that?
Yes, I will send you the postures. In fact, I have a student right now who whose knee was in such a bad shape that the doctors, she tried physiotherapy and all chiropractors. Nothing helped her. She was in great pain, and the only alternative everybody said was that she had to get a knee replacement. And then she came to the class, yoga class, and learned the right way of doing yoga. You know, the way of doing yoga, applying the mind to it, bringing your mind and the body together while doing the postures. And right now she's pain free. She says it's like a miracle, and she goes into tears when she thinks about her pain now. So she has completely recovered from her knee pain. So your mom can definitely recover. I will send you all of the postures that she needs to do, and we will work with her. Yeah, you can take my email address.
Yeah, I was guiding her only do this breathing exercise because she cannot lift the leg and all other things. So she was not practicing any of the yoga till now after the surgery.
Oh, I see.
And surgery
Okay.
was over past, like 5 years over.
It has been 5 years since she had her surgery. Is that right?
Yeah, 5 years. One leg was 5 years and another one 3 years before.
Oh, okay. I think she should be able to. She needs to take advice from the medical professionals, though, from her doctors, to see if she is able to do the yoga postures. And if she is able to, there are very, very simple postures that she can do to strengthen her knees, both the knees. So first, let her get that clearance from the doctors, and I can send you the listing of asanas that she can do. You can maybe contact a local teacher, good teacher, and then get her on it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much for your clearing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for clearing all the queries with patience. And I want to thank both Dr. Sneha Patel, madam, and Sudharam, madam. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks for the excellent presentation. Thanks for accepting our invitation. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah. For the next talk, I would like to invite Mr. Rajesh. Mr. Rajesh, sir, he has completed post-graduation in biotechnology from Bangalore University and MPhil from Bharatidasan University. And right now he's pursuing PhD from Career Point University. He has completed yoga instructor course from Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusantana Samastana in the year 2016. He is the founder director of Sanatana Yoga Vijnana Kendra. It's a wellness center for the people. And the main aim of the center is to connect science and spirituality into life of the individuals. We are so happy for your presence with us, sir, on account of International Yoga Day celebration. Sir, it's now over to you.
Thank you, madam. Yeah, let me start my talk with a prayer. Okay. Guru Pita Gurur Mata Gurur Devo Na Samshayaha Karmana Manasa Vacha Tasmat Sarva Prasevyate. Shall I share the slide, or will you share the slide, madam?
Akshay, if you have...
It's okay, I have the slide. I can share it.
Yeah, sir, he can do it.
Yeah. So good evening, friends. My initial prayer was from Shiva Samhita about the Guru. Okay. So with the remembrance of my Guru, let me start with my topic, that is primary defense of a yogi for pathogens. So here, yogi does not mean that he stays in Himalayas, or he leave everything and he goes in Himalayas. It is not like that. Okay. It is for the common man, how you can primarily defend yourself about against the pathogens. Currently, you are facing the, so it will be helpful. So next slide, sir. Yeah. Before going, let us understand what is the immune system. So immune system is the body's defense against disease causing organism malfunctioning of the cells, and the foreign particles. So there are 3 lines of defense in our body. That is, first line of defense, second line of defense, and the third line of defense. So next slide, please. So next slide. Jump this slide, sir. Yeah. See, in the immunity, we have first line of defense, second line of defense, and the third line of defense. So in the first line of defense, there are again 2 things will come. One is physical barriers, and the other one is chemical barriers. This first line of defense will come under the innate immunity. Innate immunity, the physical barriers are the skin and the mucous membrane, and the chemical barriers are the antimicrobial produced in the liquids like saliva or gastric juice, okay, etc. Next slide, sir. So why this particular first line of defense is very important? We have to understand that. See, you consider any big problem, or you consider any COVID or anything, any big problem or big disease, start with a very small thing. Simple example I give you. Imagine you will travel outside, you will drink water, okay? The first and foremost thing it will start is infection. Throat infection will start. The throat infection, after 1 or 2 days, it leads to the cough. After cough, 1 or 2 days, it will lead to the fever. So finally, a small throat infection will lead to the fever. So that is why the first defending is very important. So here the skin acts as a barrier to the most of the pathogens. Since it contains a keratinite cells, you know, most of the bacteria cannot able to degrade the keratin, even fungi also. Only very less number of fungi and bacteria can able to degrade the keratin. And the oral cavity, again, it has a salivary glands which produces the lysozyme. Then stomach acid, very low pH, it might kill the organism. Then the mucosal surface. The mucosal surface, what happens is, whatever the pathogen is entered, it will adhere to that, or it will stick on that, so that it cannot multiply. And the normal flora, which is there in the intestine or the gut, where it will avoid or prevent the attaching of the pathogens to the intestinal wall. And there is one more second line of defense, the fever. Whenever the fever comes because when the temperature of the body is increased, it will suppress the microbial growth. So that is also a defense system. And one more thing is, in yogic way, the positive pressure we call. It is by the pancha pranas. In next slide, I will tell you what is that pancha prana. So next slide. Yeah, this is just a pictorial representation. So in the nasal cavity, the cilia will hold most of the microorganisms or particles. It will filter that, and the mucous lining, which is in the foot pipe, and this one, esophagus. So it will absorb or stick the microorganisms. And the stomach, as already I told you, the acidity is very high. That means it's pH 2. Then the normal flora in the gut, and flushing is also a type of defense. And the skin surface barrier and the lysozyme in the tears. So next slide. Yeah. So now, in our body, depending on the concentration of the air, or vayu we call, vayu or air, and the movement, direction of the movement, it is divided into 5 different types of vayus. That is why it's called as pancha pranas. So the first one is prana, where the concentration is more in the chest region and the movement is upwards. And udana, where the concentration in the throat region and movement is again upwards. And vyana, it is throughout the body, the movement is there throughout the body. And the abdominal region, that is samana, where your air movement is circular. And apana, that is where below the navel region the concentration is more, the movement is towards the downward direction. Okay, why this is very important is, I had to give an example to make you understand this. See, imagine you consider a very good sophisticated lab, okay, where they handle all the pathogens or anything, or you can imagine a production unit in the factory space. If you imagine this food related one, it is best. Inside the hall, they maintain a high pressure. Inside the hall, they maintain a high pressure. Whenever you open the door, the air from inside, it travels to the outside. That means anything from the inside cannot able to enter into the, it might be the dust particles or microbes. It cannot enter into the building. So in the same way, if our body is positively pressurized, okay, so no microorganisms or pathogens can enter into the body. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah. So now we have learned about the immune system and what are all the defending mechanisms we have. So, but we spoil that. We spoil that defending mechanism in these 7 ways. One is stress and anxiety, alcohol, lack of sleep, unhealthy diet, dehydration, lack of exercise, and smoking. See, in this lockdown period, you might have seen many of the doctors used to say in the TVs, don't get anxiety, don't be stressed, don't take tension. COVID is, you can handle the COVID. So they used to tell that one. So whenever you comes under stress or anxiety, your immune system goes down. So it is very easy to attack for the pathogen. And the lack of sleep, you know, the working habits of now in the modern age. So you are they're lacking the sleep. So unhealthy diet. So it's already we take only the unhealthy food. If you are seen, if you just go to the hotels, we just take only the unhealthy foods. So then dehydration, then lack of exercise. Lack of exercise is very prominent. They are not able to do the exercise. If you ask them to come at 7 o'clock, by 7 o'clock to the yoga class, they will not be able to get up at 7 o'clock. So definitely they will not be able to do the exercises. And smoking is become very prominent. So these all things will reduce your immunity. Next slide, please, sir. Yeah. In Hatha Yoga, they say, what do you mean by a healthy body? Vapu krushatvam, vadane prasannata, nada saputatvam, nayane sunirmale, arogata bindu jayo, agni deepanam, nadi vishuddha hata siddhi lakshanam, hata siddhi lakshanam. That means when a body becomes lean, the face glows with delight. That is very important. If he is a yogi or if he is a healthy yogi, you should see his face and his eyes. It should be, face should glow with delight. And anahatanada manifests. That means the voice becomes very smooth or very listenable. It will be very soft. And eyes are clear. This is also one of the good characteristics of a healthy Hatha Yogi, that eyes are clear and body is healthy, bindu under control, and appetite increases. Appetite is the gastric fire increases, then he is considered to be the healthy person or healthy Hatha Yogi. Please, next slide. Yeah. So to attain this, there are many yogic techniques, but in Hatha Yoga, they have mentioned about Shat Karmas, or it is also called as Shat Kriyas. So what they mention is Dhautir Basirta, Netratakam, Naulikam Tata, Kapala Bhatischainati, Shat Karmani Parichakshaye. That means you should do the Dhauti, Basti, Neti, Trataka, Nauli, and Kapala Bhati. These are all mainly related to first defense or first line of immune system or first line of defense. Please, next slide. Yeah. So let us understand one by one what all this. So Trataka is, we call it as effortless gazing. There are 2 types of Trataka. One is Jyoti Trataka and other one is Jatru Trataka. So the image what you are seeing is, it is a Jyoti Trataka. So it is just effortless gazing on the lamp or the light, or we call it as Jyoti. Can you go to the next slide? So benefits of this is, see, there are many benefits in all these Shat Karmas. I'll be concentrating in the first line of defense. So what happens in the Trataka? The toxins are removed in the form of tears. So when you do that, you'll get a lot of tears. So the toxins are removed in the form of tears. Then it strengthens the muscles surrounding the eyes and helps to get rid of the mild eye problems like short-sightedness. And it also increases the concentration and improves the mental and nervous stability. Can I go to the next slide? Yeah, next one is Kapalabhati, where it's a forceful exhalation and passive inhalation through the nostril. It can be done with the one nostril and both the nostril also. So forceful exhalation and passive inhalation. So next slide. So the benefits of this is, so it cleanses the nasal tract. So in the pictorial representation, you might we are seeing that. That means the cilia will hold all the bacteria or the whatever the things entering from outside. So it cleanses the nasal tract. According to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, they claim that Kapalabhati removes all impurities of the body, and the Kapalabhati is the best practice available to oxygenate the blood. Next slide, sir. Yeah. Next one is Neti. Neti. That means here we are cleaning our nostrils or nasal passages. If you clean with the water, that is called as Jalaneti. If you clean with the thread, it is called as Sutraneti. So here, whatever you are seeing is, it is a Jalaneti they are performing. What you have to do is the lukewarm water, salted water, you have to pour your water to the one nostril and it has to come out from the other nostril. So the benefits of this, sir, please next slide. So this is one more picture which they are doing with the Sutraneti. That means there is a rubber catheter will come, catheter made up of rubber. So they insert through the nostril and they take it out from the mouth and they clean the nasal surface or the nasal cavity. Next slide, sir. So the benefits of this is it maintains the nasal hygiene by removing the dirt and bacteria trapped along with the mucus in the nostril. So it definitely, if that is happening, definitely it will avoid allergies and some asthmas. And also it can elevate upper respiratory complaints, sore throat, tonsils, and dry coughs. Next slide, please, sir. Yeah, this is one of the practice. It is called as Nauli. That means the exercise for the abdominal muscles. So what they do is they suck the abdomen in and they move the abdominal muscles towards the right side. If you move towards the right side, it is called as Dakshina Nauli. If it is moved towards the left side, it is called as Vamana Nauli. If it is rotated, it is called as Nauli Chalana. Next slide, sir. So the benefits of this is, if you do it properly, what it will do, it will massage the internal organs. Which are the internal organs? The stomach, liver, spleen, urinary bladder, pancreas, gallbladder, and intestine. And the intestine just helps to maintain the perfect health of lower organs. So definitely it will make the organs healthy by massaging. We have seen the massaging from the outside, but this is the massaging for internal organs. Next slide, sir. Yeah, this is also one of the technique. It is called as Dhauti. Dhauti means it is vomiting. Okay, Dhauti means vomiting. They are doing what they are doing is it's called as Vamana Dhauti. Again, there are many types of Dhautis. Vamana Dhauti, Vastra Dhauti, and Danda Dhauti is also there. So regularly, what we do is the Vamana Dhauti and the Vastra Dhauti we will do. So in Vamana Dhauti, what we do is we drink the salted water, lukewarm salted water, nearly 6 to 8 glass, and we vomit. So the benefits of that, so please next slide. Yeah, the benefits of that is, so what happens is there are some undigested food particles will be adhered or linked or attached to the stomach or esophagus. So all those things will come out. So what naturopathy says is, if that undigested food particles or any particles is attached, that will convert into toxin. This is what happens when you take tablets, too many tablets. When you are taking too many tablets, that will stick onto the esophagus or the stomach, and it will create it will act as a toxin in the future. And also it can elevate sore throat and coughs. Next slide, sir. So this is a Vastra Dhoti, what I have shown. So in Vastra Dhoti, what we will do is, we take a cloth which is of 3-inch width and around 2 meter length. Okay. So then again rinse it with the lukewarm salt water, and you have to engulf. So it will enter into the food pipe. We will see the benefit of that. Yes, sir. Next slide. Yeah. So what it will do is, it will remove the impurities of the gastrointestinal tract, thereby detoxifying the stomach and esophagus region. So what happens is, in your food pipe, there is a kapha is accumulated, or we call it as also phlegm. So when you remove the when you remove the cloth, the phlegm will come in the form of yellow sticky material. So that will cleanse your the food pipe. So next slide, sir. Yeah, this is one of the last one, the sixth kriya, that is bhasti, or we call it as yogic enema, where we insert a rubber pipe to the anus, and we inject the water, again the lukewarm water, which is a salted water. It can be the isotonic solution. So it is injected. So when it goes to the rectum, as well as small intestine and large intestine. Next slide, sir. Yeah. So again, whatever the impurities are adhere to the walls of the intestine, it might be small intestine or the large intestine, it just comes out. It acts as a yogic enema, and it cleans the colon also. Because we always feel that whatever we had, it has been removed. No, it is not like that. It will stay for sometimes 2-3 days inside the colon. Okay, so all those things will be removed, and it detoxify the intestine. And bhasti is one of the common practice. You go to any Ayurveda or naturopathy, so for the detoxification of the body, they follow this particular procedure. Next slide, sir. Yeah, see, you are seeing a healthy Hatha Yogi. I always say this, when you are seeing the image, you see what he is very dirty or he is very ugly, but actually his internal organs are very good. Okay, his internal organs and the first line of defense is very good. We are all the dead opposite to them, the yogis. What we have is, we wear nice pants and nice shirt, and we look very smart. But when you consider the body inside, we are not that much good. The body is not that much good. So the healthy yogi is the one who has his internal body defense is very good. And one of the best example for this is, for example, if you have your car or if you have your bike, if it is once it is serviced, it no need to be washed from the top. So that is what this kriyas are and all. You wash it from the inside, from the internal organs, you wash it. So taking a bath is not necessary, frankly speaking. Taking a bath will not be a necessary thing. So next slide, sir. So don't practice. Finally, I want to say, don't practice yoga to get better at yoga. Practice yoga to get better at living. It's a very important thing. And last slide. Thank you everyone, and thank you Anuradha Madam also for inviting me for this International Day of Yoga. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Before question sessions, I want to give announcement to the participants. We have shared the feedback form in the chat box. I request the participants to fill the feedback form. Your use e-certificate will be sent to the email ID provided in the feedback form within 15 days. So reminder to participants, feedback form will not be shared in WhatsApp or emails. Thank you. Now it's open to questions.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We see a lot of students saying that they're depressed, that there are a lot of they're under a lot of pressure regarding academics, regarding their other lifestyle, basically their lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
So how would yoga help them, get better at their academics or life in general? How would it help?
See, yoga, it's always the complete development of the body and mind. Okay. Most of the people, what they think is yoga, they think it as a prescription. It is not a prescription. Like the doctor gives a prescription, a tablet, and gives, it is not a prescription. It is a practice. If they could practice, definitely their mind and body become healthy. Okay. For simple example, one shloka I will tell you. See, for example, in the, I think in the Dheranda Samhita, I think, there is a shloka related to the food. Forgot, sorry. Yeah, in Bhagavad Gita also there is a one shloka. For example, Yukta Ahara Viharasya, Yukta Cheshtasya Karmasu, Yukta Swapna Vabodasya, Yogo Bhavati Dukkaha. What Krishna has told is, the person who will be successful in yoga, he should have the moderate eating. But we don't have that moderate eating. Okay, so these are the things we fail. Actually, yoga, it develops your complete body as well as mind. Even the students, what they think is, they have a particular problem. Only for that they want to go for yoga. It is not like that. Okay, everybody has to practice yoga so that the calmness in the mind will come. When the calmness in the mind arises, naturally your body parts will function properly.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one more question. What's your advice, sir, for including yoga as an essential component in curriculum of any graduate studies?
Definitely it has to be introduced, madam. Yoga, with traditional yoga has to be introduced. That is what I always say. The traditional yoga. See, all these shlokas, I always take it from yogic texts. Now what is the problem is happening is, everyone are there learning the asana, but they are not learning the yogic texts. For example, just now, simple example I'll give, the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is also called as a yogic text. That's why it is called as Yoga Shastre. It is called as Yoga Shastre. That means this is also yogic text. Simple example, the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is nothing but the psychology of the common person. Okay, the doubts arise for the Arjuna, it is answered by the Krishna, who is a counselor. So if those things is being introduced and with the exercises, definitely they will improve a lot in the emotional coefficient. I'm not telling about the bodybuilding or the figure, and I'm not mentioning about that. Emotionally, they'll become very good.
Sir, Priscilla, one more question is there for Priscilla.
Yes, madam.
Please go ahead. You are unmuted.
Priscilla, madam, you are unmuted. You can ask your question.
One minute.
Yeah, sir.
1 minute before that, just that time I forgot the shloka, no? It is Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhihi Sattva Shuddhau Dhruva Smritihi Smritilambe Sarva Granthinam Vipramokshaha. They are very clearly mentioned. Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhi. That means if Ahara is pure, that means it is Shuddha. then Sattva Shuddhi, your character will be good. Sattva Shuddhau Dhruva Smritihi. If your character is good, Dhruva Smritihi, that means your memories will be still or it will be constant. Dhruva Smritihi. Smriti Lambe Sarva Gantinam Vipramokshaha. So when your previous memories are stronger and it is constant, naturally all the Sarva Granthinam Vipramokshaha, that means all the cells in your body, it is turned towards the happiest state. That means it is nothing but it will be a healthy cells. So this is what one of the shloka we should always remember whenever we are eating something. Yes, for the question.
Mr. Kiran, please go ahead.
Sir, thank you very much for firstly bringing up with the practical practices and giving the various dimensions of yoga.
Yes, sir.
We have heard through yoga from the previous three speakers. I had one question. Typically, when we sit for meditation or we try to concentrate on one thing, and we've all known that our mind wanders through various aspects, and this is typically the nature of the mind.
Yes, sir.
But however, when we are practicing yoga, like typically when we say yoga, the first aspect that comes into our mind would be Surya Namaskara or any asana.
Yes, sir.
But doing any asana which actually involves an activity like the Surya Namaskara having its various poses, generally our mind tends not to think about anything else, but either about the breathing or about what is the count that I have completed or what is the next count that I have to be taking. So when this is the thing, would you prescribe a particular thought that everyone needs to practice specifically while performing Surya Namaskar?
Okay. Let me give a clarity on that. See, Surya, everyone says that yoga means Surya Namaskara, correct? But let me tell you the fact, Surya Namaskara is not there in yoga. You might be amazed to listen this. Surya Namaskara is not mentioned in any of the yogic texts. Okay? It is Suryopasana is there. Suryopasana is there. But Surya Namaskara, it is not there actually. Because of its popularity, it is being introduced as a yoga thing. But in any of the sacred texts, yogic texts, the Surya Namaskara is not there. So now we will come to your question. So in your question, what to concentrate, correct?
More than concentration, what are the specific thoughts that we are supposed to accumulate?
Yes. See, I will tell you the concept of yoga, how it works, asana. For example, you are sitting in front of your system, correct? Your thoughts are wandering around. For example, your mind is wandering around. That means your mind is thinking something else. You might be thinking about your home. You might be thinking about your next career. So the mind will be wandering around. The same thing happens whenever you are doing the asana, correct? So when you start the asana, if you do the proper postures, okay? If you do the proper postures, definitely the body will pain. The muscles will pain. Example, the calf muscles, the thigh muscles, okay? Or the back, okay? It will pain. So what happens is, when you practice that slowly, the mind which is wandering around everywhere, that comes and sits in your body. For example, imagine you do Padahastasana. When you do Padahastasana, your calf muscle starts pulling. You'll get a pain. So what happens is, whenever you are thinking about something else, whenever you are doing some other, whenever you are doing the asana, because of the pain, the mind will come and sit in the calf muscle. Okay, so in the same way, when we do different asana, so all the whatever the mind which is wandering around, it comes and sits in the body. Okay, when it comes and sits in the body, then we take that one to the mind. That is by dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Okay, this is how in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gushyate. That means you have to practice it. It is not possible. You cannot ask me, sir, will 1 month of yoga will help for this, 2 months of yoga will help for this. No, it is a In the life you should adapt. Slowly, gradually, everything will change. Okay, you cannot give any time restriction. This is the concept of yoga actually. Taking the mind from outside world, keeping inside the body with the asanas, then taking into the mind. That is the dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Okay, this is how you can practice. You should keep this thing in mind. Did I clear the doubt?
Yes, sir. Specifically, it did. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, good evening,
One more
sir.
question is there.
Yes, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. Thank you for your nice presentation.
Yes, sir.
I have a couple of doubts. Suppose
Yes,
if my doubt or questions are chilly one, you can just ignore it. Otherwise,
Yes,
you
sir.
please answer.
Yes, sir.
Actually, what is the origin of yoga? Okay, who is the father of yoga? And in your presentation, you just included some quotations in the language Samskrita.
Yes.
I think it's Samskrita. So what is
Yes.
the relationship between the yogas and Samskrita? That's my question. Suppose if my questions are correct one, you please answer. Otherwise, you just ignore it.
No problem. I'll answer. See, the thing is, the first question is about. Sorry, I forgot.
Origin.
Yeah, father of yoga. Father of yoga, we always consider as sometimes we call it as Patanjali, but actually Patanjali formulated the yoga. Okay, yoga was existing previously. Previously, it was existing. He formulated to Ashtanga yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. He made it in order. So that's why we always call him as a father of yoga. But now Adi Yogi is also father of yoga. Okay. So again, they are given good things. That is what we have to concentrate. And what is your second question, sir?
Actually, the Sanskritam and the relationship between the Sanskritam and the yoga.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely. See, the local language in those Vedic times, it was Sanskrit. Okay, local language in the this one Vedic times.
Practicing yogas.
No. I'm not talking about yoga. The Vedic time. Okay, the local language was Sanskrit itself. It's Devanagari. Okay, they used to talk in Sanskrit. Okay, if you consider this any literature about the yoga, everything is in Sanskrit.
Okay.
Okay, now that everybody is translating to English, many other languages, but the root language for explaining all these Vedas and this yogic, anything, whatever is there, it's all through in the Sanskrit literature. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the last question. On behalf of PIMS, I want to thank you for your excellent presentation, sir. Thanks for accepting our invitation. We are so happy for your presence with us on International Yoga Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Participants, once again, it's a reminder. Please check the chat box. We have shared the feedback link. I request everyone to fill it to get your e-certificate. Now it's time to roll out our yoga mat and discover the combination of physical and mental exercises that for thousands of years have hooked yoga practitioners around the globe. The beauty of yoga is that you don't have to be a yogi or yogini to reap the benefits. Whether you are young or old or overweight or fit, yoga has the power to calm the mind and strengthen the body. Don't be intimidated by yoga terminology, fancy yoga studios, and complicated poses. Yoga is for everyone. Regular practice of yoga will surely help everyone to achieve a better life, physically, mentally, and spiritually as well. Let us all practice yoga for our well-being. Yoga is known to keep the balance between the body and the mind and help to get rid of all the age-old diseases, from chronic diseases to deadly diseases like cancer. Yoga is a solution to every problem. According to Yoga Guru Swami Ramdev, practicing yoga asanas daily not only makes body fit, but also it builds immunity which is very important during the current coronavirus pandemic. On the other hand, pranayamas ensure proper blood circulation and sharpen the mind. Yoga is an invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition. It is an holistic approach to health and well-being. It is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and the nature. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help in well-being. Let us all work towards adapting on International Yoga Day. We have come to the end of the session. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our distinguished speakers, Mrs. Padmashri Murthy, Mrs. Sudha Rao, and Ms. Dr. Sneha Patel and Mr. Rajesh for joining with us on International Yoga Day. I would like to extend a special thanks to Mr. T.K. Narayanappa sir, our Managing Trustee, Padmashri Group of Institutions, Mr. Satish, Chairman, and Professor Rajesh Shenoy sir, Director, for their continuous support and guidance. I wish to express my gratitude to our Principal Madam, Dr. M. Anuradha, for providing encouragement and support and always be the backbone for all our webinars. I wish to thank my team, Dr. Indu, Mrs. Subbalakshmi, Mr. Akshay, in reaching the speakers, designing the brochure and certificates, and without any interruption and flaws, we are doing the webinars all these days. I wish to thank all my fellow colleagues for their constant support. I wish to thank all the participants for paying your valuable attention. And I want to give information to our students also. Our online yoga classes is going on since last month in the morning. If anyone is interested, you can contact us. And for the next coming Saturday, we will meet with one more interesting webinar on bee cultivation, and brochures and registration links we will be sent soon. We at PIMS, we are united and we will be striving hard always for the best. We need all your cooperation for the upcoming webinars too. Thank you. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Sharada.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I thank all the participants, speakers on behalf of Padmashri Institute of Management and Sciences and Padmashri Group of Institutions. And this is time to say bye. And this is not the end, this is the beginning. And we do have many webinars and interesting workshops in the coming days. Please stay with us and do follow us on YouTube. And also we are giving information in our website. You can visit our website. There you will have the entire information. Thank you. Thank you one and all.